drink my coffee, bitch, before I get on her and start talking shit on a Saturday. Baby, when I tell y'all I was in the bed and was gonna sleep late until my friend called me and I'm like, hello, are we gonna eat brunch? Like, what are you calling me for at 8 o'clock in the morning? Telling some, get up, ain't your girls beefing? Girl, so apparently, Porsha, Alizé, Jenkins, Williams, Clark then came on the internet and threatened Shamea and said she might have to skull drag her, and I'm paraphrasing, about talking about her mama. Exactly. So I was like, child, let me just get up and talk to y'all. Welcome back, friend. Exactly. Happy Saturday. My voice a little hoarse. I hope I ain't coming down with nothing. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Get up, get your coffee, run your errands. You might as well get your life started. While I tell y'all about this Real Housewives of Atlanta drama. So the saga between Porsha and Shamia continues. And then it then spilled over to Candy because today is Candy's birthday. Happy birthday, Candy. Exactly, in the Candy Coded clique. Y'all can come out. Y'all can come out the bushes, child, and wish Candy a happy birthday. And I'll play nice. Since it's Taurus season, I'm going to keep it cute, child. Well, as cute as I can keep it. Anyway, we also going to talk about the Never Ever Mets. Because this episode was something else. And another big back Cadillac called Clay Vassier. Baby, the amount of gaslighting he did was crazy. So I'm going to review the episode as the episode is. And then I got some tea from over on Instagram last night from the castmates. So after I review it, then I'm going to tell y'all the tea and then my perspective based off the tea that I received. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so let's get into it. Make sure you subscribe. Y'all see I got my new shirt. Exactly. They come in pink. It says On the Rocks with Jada, and my new mugs that say On the Rocks with Jada. And you know I have my Exactly mugs and the On the Rocks with Jada cup. So if you have purchased, I really, really appreciate you. Exactly. I try to get my orders out in a few days, and then I usually send it USPS, and that takes about 3 or 4 days too. So shout out to that. Before we start talking about Porsha and them though, I wanted to tell y'all, tell me why I got my package from Tisha, from LaTisha from Love and Marriage Huntsville. So for those of y'all who don't know, I ordered some of Maci and Mila's products. If you're a new subscriber here, I generally, most of the shows that I review, I try to order something from a member of the cast or whatever, test it and do a review. Did y'all notice that Tisha been posting a lot of the crazy stuff lately? A lot of melancholy posts about not trusting people and being disappointing and all of the things. Hold on, she just actually posted something. Her post from yesterday said, sometimes the world feels quiet and the journey feels long. Not everyone will understand your path or the choices you have to make, and that's okay. Only you and God truly know what's best for your life. Stay focused, keep pushing, be consistent. You're building something beautiful with God guiding every step. Trust that. And then on our little thing, it says, I'm not choosing between being a great mom and a successful businesswoman. I'm showing my kids I can be both. Now, I love the picture. I love the picture. She looks really cute. It looks like she don't have on any eyelashes or whatever. Tisha's always been a pretty girl to me. But is it Trouble in Paradise? I don't know. Is this a storyline for Love and Marriage Huntsville? Because we know it's going down the drain. Nevertheless, this is the packaging that it came in. Baby, when I tell you I ain't never seen this color, I might steal this, LaTisha. When I seen this, I was like, this is cute. So let's open this up really quick. I ordered the Glamour Girl bundle, I believe, for like $45. Anyway, shout out to Tisha, child. Shout out to the tea baggers. All the people who support Tisha, the tea baggers of the world. Tell her I really love this packaging. I might have to get some. Okay. So I got the bubblegum hair lotion. This is 8 ounces. Maci and Mila. She's just got 2 little black girls, and it kind of look like them from the facial features. Okay. The Growth Balm. And the Moisture Mist. cute. So I got the moisture mist, the hair lotion, and then the growth balm. And this was for $45, I believe. It was like a little bundle. Let me see. It smells good. This smells good. Okay. So I'm sending this to my niece in Chicago. Shout out to Kari K. TT, love you. Exactly. She's 8 years old. So I'm sending this to her. And her mom's going to document the progress from now to then. And then I'll probably give y'all an update in like a month or something like that. And tell y'all what my niecey poo think about Maci and Mila products. But as far as shipping and order processing or whatever, I'm going to give Tisha an A. I'm going to give Tisha an A. I think I placed the order 2 days later. I got my shipping, and a few days later, I got my packages. Exactly. So as far as shipping and order processing, I think Melody and Tisha are at the top of the charts. Canvas Beauty didn't take that long to receive either. Destiny's took kind of a while, and all of the things. Anyway, so tell me if y'all bought any of Tisha's products, Maci and Mila. Like I said, my niece gonna try it out. We're gonna see how it turns out. Kelly shipped my stuff. Kelly from Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we might be making some chicken and waffles soon, and some grits and shit. You know what I'm saying? But today, let's get back to the shit. Girl, so this is what happened. So mind you, Shamea's birthday was the other day because Shamea is a Taurus too. So Porsha made a birthday post to Shamea. As a matter of fact, let me see if the birthday post for Shamea is still up. Yep. Okay. Yes. So Porsha posted a birthday post to Shamea the other day. And Shamea's, of course, been on all of these interviews talking about Porsha, interview after interview. I've been talking about it all week. So there's an episode, the episode this week for Real Housewives of Atlanta. In this episode, Porsha and Shamea gonna have a sit down, and Shamea's gonna tell her about basically some shit that happened, you know, over the years in a friendship, and how she's been hurt by Porsha. It appears that Portia's gonna get an attitude, get up, and leave the table. Now, I'm not sure what was said in them confessionals. It's given something maybe was said in those confessionals, or maybe we also see Shamea, a clip of Shamea talking to Cynthia about her relationship with Porsha too, which is crazy to me because in these interviews, she keeps talking about how Porsha allowed these girls to break up her friendship, but all we see is you talking to all of the girls, Andy Cohen, and every media outlet about your friendship with Porsha. But I digress. Baby, so at about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, Peach Juice Porsha. So at about 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, Peach Juice Porsha get on the internet, on the Instagram, and had a message for Shamea. Added her and everything, child. She deleted it after this. But first she posted it on her main Instagram page, and she posted it on her story. By now, all the blogs then picked it up. Porsha know what she was doing. And she deleted it. But this is what Porsha had to say. She said, I'ma just say this. I'm watching a new episode and at Shamea. So for the people who kept saying, Porsha fake, she just posted a birthday post, she said, I'm watching the new episode now. So after she done posted the birthday post and they was going to try to mend their little friendship, she seen something or heard something on this episode that we going to see on Sunday. She said, I'ma just say this. I'm watching a new episode, Shamea Morton. Now, don't take it there. Don't imply shit with a capital letter with shit. She said, don't imply shit about Dianne Williams, which is Porsha mama. Don't imply shit about Dianne Williams. I've been keeping it cute / quiet, and you can do and say what you want in me, but hear me when I say wrong road. I can hear Porsha saying wrong road. Talking about, well, she says, talking about, well, your mom thought my mom was a friend. Talking about, well, your mom thought my mom was a friend. So I'm assuming Shamea gonna say, well, my mama thought your mama was a friend. Or she said this in her confessionals. Because I don't think she said this to Porsha face. I don't think she said this to Porsha face. She said, knowing goddamn well what she did to my mom was highly egregious. Don't do it. Keep playing victim and that bullshit. Don't fuck with my mama. And then she says, you said it on TV, new episode 11. Now say it in public. Just stop. Fair warning, Shamea. So she's saying, bitch, first of all, don't talk about my motherfucking mama. You can talk about me and you can run around these streets playing victim and I ain't said shit. But on episode 11, you was talking about my mama. Now, you said that shit on TV, bitch. Say that shit in public when I see your motherfucking ass out at OLG. Or Frost Bistro. She said, and don't talk about my mama wasn't no friend. You know damn well what your stinking mammy did was highly egregious. I'm paraphrasing. I'm just summing up what Porsha said. Child. So first of all, we know that Miss Dianne said something about Shamea. Be careful about who came back passing the bone to you about the whole Drew Sidora thing. And a lot of y'all said that what Drew said wasn't necessarily shady. So if that's the case, was Miss Dianne right about Shamea bringing back the bone? Like it was some messy shit to start some shit? Or was Miss Dianne right? And in that case, what Drew said was messy and Shamea wasn't wrong for bringing it back to Porsha. All I know is Shamea is the one who talked to Angela about Porsha. Shamea is the one who been doing all of these interviews. I've been saying it for the last 3 videos. I'm sick of saying it. So we already know what time that was. And it looks like from the clips that Porsha is being dismissive when Shamea is trying to sit down and have a talk with her. But at this point, is Porsha over it? Like, because bitch, you didn't talk to these hoes that I don't fuck with. I'm over it now. She said, we got past this. This is what Porsha says in the scene. She said, we got past this. But now that you got your peach and you want to turn the audience against me, now you want to have a sit down and air out all of the grievances on how I'm a bad friend. And I'm sorry. I don't know what. I read the comments. And of course, they dragging Porsha and doing all of the things. But I don't know where y'all come from. I don't know where y'all come from. But where I come from, shout out to St. Louis, exactly. They had some tornadoes. I heard it messed up the north side. So prayers to all of my girlies in St. Louis. But in St. Louis, Missouri, U City to be exact, if you talk about my mama, I'm going to drag you to hell. I don't give a fuck what my mama said. I don't care what my mama said. Pretend like my mama in a bubble. And her mama did say something a little shady. But first of all, they've been friends for 20-something years. They are 40-something years old. Shamea is 40-something years old. She know, hands down, do not speak on nobody mama. Just like she knew that Drew was out of line. If Drew was out of line for mentioning Pilar, then Shamea knows she was out of line for mentioning Miss Dianne, if that's what she said. Bringing up old shit about your mama, wasn't my mama friend. Like, what type of vintage tea is this? Now, I don't think this for a storyline now, because we getting into some nitty gritty of it all. You trying to say that my mama crossed your mama when Porsha saying whole time your mama crossed my mama. Now I kind of want to know what happened. Miss Dianne ain't afraid of a little camera time. Bring Miss Dianne with her fine ass on the next episode. Shamea mama too. Shamea mama pretty as hell too. Bring these 2 beautiful ladies on. Just give us some down home Georgia, big cornbread fed. Give us some true tea, child. That is crazy. Now, Shamea out of line, though. I don't give a fuck about what happened, what we doing, and what was said. Don't bring my mama into no shit. Don't even mention my mama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crossing the line. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think Shamea crossed the line by mentioning her mama? Or saying, my mom thought your mom was a friend. Bitch, you basically trying to say my mama fake? I'm sorry, those fighting words. Those are fighting words. And Shamea is in shape. I don't take Shamea as no punk either. She never came off as no punk. But it's giving, they'll drag each other. which I don't want to see them drag each other. I'm not promoting violence or none of those things, but Shamea needs to publicly apologize to Porsha for bringing her mama into it. I don't care about what nobody got to say. Exactly. And I like Shamea mama. Remember I told y'all Shamea mama was on her YouTube channel cooking salmon croquettes? Exactly. It made the episode because Shamea showed boring as a motherfucker. Anyway, so Shamea didn't respond, but like I said, today is Candy's birthday, right? Hold on. Porsha also put in her story. Hold on. Porsha said, I joke a lot. I don't play though. Okay. I'm sorry. Y'all might not like Porsha because a lot of people in the comments was like, ain't nobody scared of Porsha. Ain't nobody scared of Porsha. All that girl said is she joke a lot, but she don't play. Y'all know if the girl said she might drag your motherfucking ass. We done seen her drag bitches. We done seen her run down the alleyway. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say, y'all know y'all gonna be like this because she like Porsha. No, because I'm very stern on the whole mama thing. Don't talk about nobody mama. Exactly. And then they brung up the whole Candy thing about how Candy was defending her mama when Nene mentioned Miss Joyce. Remember, Nene said something about Miss Joyce and they got into it at the reunion. I said what I said, and what you said was some bullshit. Exactly. And Candy was getting ready to bloop, 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 and mollywop Nene. And I love my Nene, but guess what? I would have been Team Candy because don't reference my mama. I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. I done literally got into a fight with a Caucasian girlie in the middle of the street because she told my mama, all I remember was this. And she got drugged down the street, so that was my past and I'm better. No, I'm not, because if my mama was here and if you reference my mama, you need your ass whooped. Stop talking about people mamas and their kids. I'm sorry, Shamina. Exactly. You out of line because Porsha ain't responded. She ain't said shit about none of these interviews that girl done did. Anyway, so Shamea, a few minutes later, she pins a birthday post to Candy with a collage of all of their pictures and videos. And I'm still standing by the fact that Porsha introduced Shamea to Candy. Candy is like the queen of Atlanta. She has tons of connections. She's well respected and she does her thing. At the time, Shamea wanted to be in the music industry. Well, she still does. She stated that in order to have relevancy in the music industry in Atlanta, you have to know people and you have to have credibility. I firmly believe that Shamea she switched up on Porsha. This was before the Phaedra comments and everything. Porsha introduced Shamea to Candy, and I firmly believe that Shamea traded in her friendship with Porsha for Candy, so for the clout of it all. And to climb the social ladder. Because like I said, they are the it clique in Atlanta. I used to live there, I know. Anyway, so this is the post that Shamea pinned to Candy. And tell me if y'all think this passive aggressive like the Tauruses be. Shout out to my Taurus girlies. Come hold this L today. Exactly. It said, this is Shamea's post to Candy, her birthday post. Y'all show my baby mama Candy some love. I'm not sure if it's a Taurus thing, but she's a ride or die, loyal, supportive, humble, kind-hearted friend that will drop everything to be there for her friends. She wants everyone around her to win and doesn't gatekeep. She wants everyone around her to win and doesn't gatekeep. Everybody deserves a friend like Candy, and she will always be blessed. Happy birthday, beautiful. I love you and can't wait to celebrate with you. Do y'all think that was shade to Porsha after Porsha just posted that? It's giving, I ain't worried about you. But thank you to Candy because you was the ride or die loyal friend. I thought Kelly was the ride or die loyal friend. For 10 or 11 years, when you was a friend of, you've been telling us that Porsha was your ride or die. She don't gatekeep. how is Porsha gatekeeping? And the reason why we know Shamea Morton on Real Housewives of Atlanta is because Porsha Williams. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Porsha also wrote a birthday post for Candy, and let me see if it's still up here. She also wrote a birthday post to Candy. I forgot. Did she delete her, child? I don't know. That's what happened between Porsha and Shamia on today's episode, though. Are y'all sick of Porsha and Shamia? Like I said, on this Sunday, we're going to see them sit down. She's going to talk to Cynthia. Not only is she going on a world tour, she's doing the same thing on the Housewives. Was it wrong for Shamia to mention Portia's mama? That's the big question. And is Porsha wrong for jumping the gun, talking about dragging Shamia to hell for talking about her mama? I don't know. We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Let's talk about Never Ever Met So, and I'm finna get out of here because I gotta run my errands. I got a lot of stuff to do. And I'm working on something. Y'all will see it soon. Exactly, I'm excited about it. Anyway, let's talk about the Big Back Cadillac of OWN Network. Clavassier, whatever his name is. We're gonna call that nigga Buffalo Joe. Buffalo Joe pissed me off. As a matter of fact, all of the men low-key pissed me off this episode. Because Chris, and the way he talked about Alexis, ain't no way you saw this episode last night and you still talk to Chris. And do Chris have a job? I reposted something from his Instagram. I guess he think he a model. Or I don't know what's going on with Chris. I don't know if y'all follow him on Instagram, but we'll see. Anyway, but this little nasty, stanky booty ass showed his ass. And then had the audacity to leave. Anyway, so like I said, I was in the comments and I was, doing the most. So I'm going to tell y'all what I think about how this episode really played out based off of the Instagram back and forth with some of the cast members. Exactly. Okay, so at the beginning of the episode, we see Clay and Tati. They still in the intimacy suite. He talking about he didn't really sleep or whatever. And they giggling and stuff. So I guess she gave up the box. That's the indication. She gave up the goodie. She gave up a half a pound of cat, a half a pound of Nigerian light-skinned cat to Clay big ass. I do not understand. When I tell y'all this more, if we thought Marceau was hippie and curvaceous, he ain't nowhere near as thick as Clavassier. Nowhere. I'm talking about this boy got belly, booty, hips, and he don't look clean. You know what I'm saying? He just don't look clean. His hair not cut. It don't look like he keep Cormex in his pocket, girl, I guess. Anyway, so Cliff and Jay sitting right there, and she's like retwisting his hair and shit. And they talking about how Clay was drunk the other night, came in there, told him that his BFF was a girl. She a porn star, and was like, yeah, she 5'11", slim, light skin, and she a porn star. Then he gonna say she just like my sister. You don't describe your sister like that. I'm a sister. My brothers would never describe me as she light skin, slim, porn. No, your brothers be like, she all right, she straight. You know what I'm saying? She brown. You know what I'm saying? So no, you don't see her like a sister. It's giving you didn't tap that, because the way you describe her, and if you was drunk, a drunk mind speaks the truth. Or is it a sober mind? No, a drunk mind speaks an honest tongue. Tell me what the saying is. Tell me what the saying is, friend. Anyway, so Britt and Kiki, they talking about the intimacy suite and stuff like that. Kiki asking her like, hey, are you gonna go in there? Kiki ain't going in there with Brandon. Brandon is really short. I noticed that this episode, for all of the girlies who like Brandon looks very short compared to all of the other people. Maybe that was one of the reasons Kiki didn't like him. And she a lying bitch too. She's a LAB. She still ain't told him about her ex-boyfriend that she was talking to. But Britt is saying that she don't want to mess with Ty. And then you see her in the kitchen and she kind of touching on Cliff, and Jay like, she being physical and touchy-feely with everybody but Ty. And she was like, that ain't right. First of all, Jay, I understand you mad because she was touching on Cliff, but why is everybody talking about Britt because she's not being physical with Ty? This nigga just cursed her out. He just cursed her out and embarrassed her in front of all of them. I'm not being physical with you because it's not natural. You just embarrassed me and cursed me out, and it took your brother to come here for you to act like you got some sense. And you ain't that cute, and you plus size too, and you give homosexual vibes and just put your hand up like you've been sucking on Zeke. So I'm not sure why the ladies pressing Britt to be physical or show some... it's given to me, Britt, after that episode with Ty, after he came out the box on her, she's not attracted to him anymore. She don't want him no more. And I don't blame her. Because if you it only take one time for you to disrespect me, especially in public in front of other people. I wouldn't fuck with Ty no more either. I'm Team Brittany on this one. Anyway, so Jamila comes. And Jamila is the best friend / porn star of Clavasier. Mind you, he kept saying he wasn't going to tell her. He wasn't going to tell Tati about the baby, which he still ain't told about, until the best friend come because she could help him tell her. Why would you think bringing another woman, I don't know. I don't know what his thought process is. Anyway, but when she comes to the door, Chris opens the door. Chris like, hey. I ain't never seen Chris smile that big since he been on the show, child. Chris is just cheesing, and he looking at her like, yeah, you here for, okay, girl, I'll show you what you need me to get. This is Chris's type. Alexis is not his type. That's why later on in the episode, he gonna say what he said. Because he likes these types of girls. He likes skinny, mini, tall, skinny, light, skinny girlies. Well, Alexis light skinned too. Well, he likes skinny girls. And that's okay, but you don't lead Alexis on. Anyway, so Chris cheating from ear to ear. So Jamila sees Clay and she jumps on him. She jumps on him and kind of wrap one of the legs around. So then you notice when Tati comes in, mind you, pay attention to what I'm saying right now, because like I said, I'm going to tell y'all about the episode at just how we seen it on the TV. And then based off of what I found out last night on Instagram, I'm going to tell y'all what I really think happened. Tati comes in there with her drink and she see her and she like, what's up, what's up? They didn't hug, they didn't embrace. They was just like, hi, hi. Tati walks this way, and then he continues with the girl, Jamila, introducing her to everybody else in the house. So, first of all, the girl Jamila gonna tell him, you got glitter in your mouth, who you been kissing? Bitch, who you think he been kissing? The bitch that he on the show with, Tati. Why are you asking him that? Why are you asking him who he been kissing if y'all just platonic best friends? Anyway, so everybody in the other room snickling and giggling. Tati's sitting on the couch away from everybody, drinking her wine and stuff. Which it was like, is Tati? I was wondering, is Tati drunk? We never seen Tati drunk like this. It was giving Tati was drunk because she kept alcohol in her hand this whole scene. So they all talking about how she jumped on him and wrapped her legs around him or whatever. And then they asked Charlie, they was like, did she wrap both legs? And she was like, I think she would have if she could have. That made me giggle. I was thinking, Charlie, girl, you a little messy girl. It was cute though. Anyway, so we find out that Jamila is the godmom of the 3-month-old. All of the people, because everybody laughing and shit, Tati walk over there like, what's tea? So they tell her that, Jay tells her that, hey, when you walked away, she jumped on him and they embraced like that, which it was way too close for comfort. It was, if you seen the episode, if you would have seen his friend jump on him and they embrace like that, would you feel some type of way? I would. Because that's disrespectful. And even, I don't know, Jamila not my type of girl. That's disrespectful. If you meet his new girl for the first time, why would you embrace him like that? Even if you think he like you, even if y'all are that close, it's inappropriate. And as a woman, you just shouldn't do that. But y'all know it's a certain group of women who like to act like they close. Have you ever been in a situation where it's another woman who try to act like she closer to your man than you are? Or tries to make a point to hug and be close to your man, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like those types of women. And Jamila did this on purpose, 100%. Anyway, so Tati walks out and asks him, she's like, did you pick her up? Some. And she was like, stay off my man. Da-da-da. So they are getting ready about to fight. Like, they literally got to restrain Tati. She like, no, stay off my man. Don't touch my man, bitch. So on. And then Jamila is like, are you trying to assault me? Don't assault me. Show some respect. Anyway, so Clay like, I never seen her like this. You need to go home, figure it out, and then me and her can figure it out. This girl gonna say, she doesn't seem like a good mother figure. It's just a hug. What, we've been doing it for the longest. I love my best friend. Imagine a porn star telling you that you wouldn't be a good mother figure. And she the godmom. You think you a good godmom figure? And she could literally go on the internet and watch you sucking on Zick from the back? I ain't never had no shit like that happen before. Exactly, girl. You all over the interwebs sucking Zick from the back, and you trying to say, I wouldn't be a good mother figure? Jamila is delusional. Jamila must think because she's pretty that, I don't know. It's giving Hillary Banks without the high fashion, but just high class porn star. Exactly. Not even high class because the outfit was basic. Girl, anyway, so Tati pissed off. She said she's always the last one to find out, and she's embarrassed. And then he's walking Jamila out. He never went and checked on Tati. He's walking Jamila out. And he said he never dated. He said he never saw this side of Tati. He never dated someone this barbaric. The audacity of you, the morning after I gave you some of my cookie in the intimacy suite to bring your porn star best friend over here, and then let her disrespect me or y'all be inappropriate, and then when I respond, I'm barbaric. I hate when people do that, and I think a lot of black women get the bad rap about that too. People do stuff to us, and then when we pop off and act sassy or something, it's like, ooh, she is so aggressive. She is so aggressive. Whore, I wasn't aggressive when you met me. I was happy in a ray of sunshine until you came over here fucking with me. Now when I curse your dirty, dumbass, dog ass out, now I'm aggressive. Now I'm the aggressive one. Girl, I guess, child. Anyway, so the men so he walks her out. Even when he walking her out, she's holding his hand. Y'all too close for comfort, and she's doing that on purpose. And he's allowing it. You know what I'm saying? It's given she does this all the time with all of his girls because she wants to prove a point that she's the most important girl in his life. That Jamila just came there to prove a point. That I'm the most important girl to him. And Tati, he just let it be known that it's okay because he left you hanging and he walked her outside and was still holding her hand. Or not hand, her, like their arms was interlocked. Girl, I would have busted him upside the head with a bottle, but that's just me. Anyway, so he goes back and starts talking to the dudes. And Cliff, is it Cliff? Yeah. Cliff is trying to tell him like she hurt, she embarrassed, man. She did a... He is trying to explain it to Clay, but Clay is trying to act oblivious. What is it called? When you willfully ignorant. Exactly. He's acting willfully ignorant, like he don't understand why this girl is upset, which is insanity to me. Like, I don't have the patience for people like this. So, of course, he goes in there and tries to apologize to Tati and decides in this moment, now is the time to tell her that he has a 3-month-old baby. She is steady. So he tells her now, I got a 3-month-old baby. We gonna come back to this part. He tells her, now I got a 3-month-old baby. Tati seems unfazed about the whole 3-month baby thing, and she keeps going off about the friend. She's like, yeah, you so stupid. I don't give a fuck. You made me look stupid again. What was the first time he made you look stupid? Was it the vegetarian shit? We're gonna come back to it. A lot of people were like, oh, she is more concerned about the other girl than the baby. Why is she more concerned about this other girl that came in and disrespected her out instead of the baby? So Tati is hysterical. She's crying and all of the things. And then her mom comes to the door. This part made me tear up. It made me tear up because it was so genuine. It was God's timing. It was everything. And I would kill to have my mom show up in some of these tough moments and just give me a hug the way her mama did. And it was so sweet. Like, she needed her mama in that moment, and her mama showed up right on time, and she fell in her mama's arms and started crying and hugging her mama. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was my favorite part of the episode by far. So she was telling her mama how he be doing all these grand gestures, how he got a baby, how he just had this girl come, and she telling her mama everything that happened. So then Clay comes in and meet the mom, and he got guilt written all over his face. He is such a coward. He is such a coward, child. You doing all of this shit and you afraid to face the music. Anyway, so he apologized. He like, I really care about you. She's like, well, you got a funny way of showing it. And then she was like, you could go. Let me talk to my mama. Get the fuck out of here. Scram, scram, Paul Bunyan. Exactly. So she dismissed Clay big ass. And she said she was more mad about the girl trying her. And then she asked her mom what she would do. I love her mama. Shout out to the mamas. Exactly. I love her mama. She asked her mom, she said, what would you do? And her mama said, well, you know what you deserve. You know you deserve better than this. But she said, I would have a good time. And that's exactly what Tati was doing. Notice Tati had her drink in her hand the rest of the episode. She didn't, after that emotional outburst, it was no more emotional outbursts. It's given her mama was the type, her mama basically was telling her, you deserve better than him. You know he trash, but this is an opportunity. You here in the house now. Just enjoy yourself. Fuck him. Just enjoy yourself. That's what it was giving. And I love that advice because it sounds like something my mama would tell me. When people mess up your day, they do all of the things. They try to tear you down. Enjoy your day and move on. Fuck them. Fuck him. Tati look way better than him. She can get somebody way better than him. Exactly. So I was here for mama. Mama came right on time, swooped in, patched up, dried up her baby tears, and she was on to the next. Made me smile. Exactly. Shout out to Tati mama. Exactly. Girl, you blessed. You blessed. You blessed. Anyway, so then Jared and Charlie started talking, and he mentioned that he was married for 3 years and it was very exhausting. And I'm like, was it exhausting being a husband and being faithful? What are you talking about? I feel like a lot of men feel like this though. Anyway, but on the next episode, Jerry is going to tell Charlie, he says the honeymoon stage is over and it's time for him to tell Charlie what the real tea is. It's giving a lot of y'all men just want to bump cats or bump pocketbooks. Because y'all act like y'all got a cootie cat too. Y'all want to bump pocketbooks with the girlies. Because Clay is a dog nigga for having sex with Tati, knowing all of this stuff and dropping all of these bombs on her. And Jared, he just wanted to get a little bit of, I don't know if that's African cat that Charlie got. That might be Caucasian or Creole cat. Whatever. He just wanted some. So I want to know what Jared gonna tell Charlie next episode. Because these men are giving, it's a doggy dog world. I'm done. Anyway, so then we get back to Clay. He apologized. He talking about, I'm not perfect. You made me look, she's like, yeah, you made me look dumb and you walked out with her. So they all in the kitchen, and she's like, well, they're in the kitchen, and she like, no, you need to call her and tell her she was wrong. You need to check her. So at this point, I don't think Tati give a fuck about him. I think she wants to make a point and prove a point to that girl who disrespected her. So everybody else, he called the girl Jamila. Everybody else eavesdropping, trying to figure out what the fuck going on. Baby, he gonna say she want him to call her and clarify that she was out of line. He like, what's up, girl? You remember yesterday? Yeah, maybe we hugged each other too tight. Da-da-da-da. Tati starts chiming in. The girl Jamila immediately starts saying, your tax bracket is below mine. What? It's giving you already felt some type of way. You were already in competition, and you came there to try to prove a point to Tati that this is my friend, he likes me, and all of the things. Because why would you jump to your tax? You not in my tax bracket. And Clay, what have you been telling her for her to think that she make more than Tati? And Tati was like, you a porn star, sorry, bitch. Exactly, Tati, like, bitch, how you gonna act like you better than me and you suck dick for a living? You take it up the anus. Might take it up the anus for the living, bitch. What are you talking about? Girl, these hoes is out of control. That's all I know. Anyway, so Clay, like, is fine, shaking his head. Tati is sitting there like, motherfucker, say something. No, this is when you need to say something. He's steady trying to talk to Tati, and she like, no, talk to her on the phone. Girl, and then Clay gonna finally, she like, tell her it's wrong, tell her it's wrong. Clay gonna finally say, yeah, that was kind of wrong. The way I would have ended up hitting this man upside the head, I am thankful that the Lord don't put me in these situations. And thank God for Tati, because she already seemed like she was tipsy, and she didn't beat this man. She didn't beat his head into the white meat. It's given. Thank God that this man didn't get his head busted wide open. I'm sorry. Anyway, she like, so she get off the phone and everybody, like, oh my God, they whispering, they looking and shit. And then she was like, yeah, and I'm telling him, he leaning against the kitchen thing. And she like, and this bitch just sitting there. Tati telling him what happened, and she talking about Clay. She like, yeah, and this bitch just sitting there. You can tell Tati was fed up, child. And then Clay gonna say, what you call me? Motherfucker, you heard what I said. You couldn't say nothing to her, but the second that Tati called you a bitch, you like, no, what you say to me, bitch? You heard what the fuck I said, Paul Bunyan. Girl, Clay is something else. Anyway, child, they go to damn therapy, exactly. And Clay got a speech impediment too. Like, so get it together, girl. A belly, no haircut, speech impediment and all. He talking about he exhausted, he got anxiety, he was deployed. You have anxiety because you a liar. You're a liar. Girl, I guess. Anyway, so he keep talking about, they in therapy, and he talking about, I just want peace. It's coming to a point where I hate when I hear men say, I just want peace. Men tell me this all the time. I just want peace. I just want peace. Baby, you cannot put a person in a chaotic situation and then demand peace. It does not work like that. Or expect peace. And she says this later on when she's talking to him. She was like, you cannot just apologize to me and think it's going to go back to normal. An apology does not cover everything. You can't just put me in a chaotic situation, pull all these lies out on me, and then expect me to be peaceful. That's just not how it works. That's not how it works. When I meet dudes and they be like, I like a peaceful woman. If you put me in a peaceful environment, I'll be peaceful. But if you got girls calling my phone, texting, you're doing all of the things, lying and shit, then bitch, I'm going to react the way I react in chaotic situations because that's what you put me in. Exactly. Girl, anyway. So he trying to touch her in therapy and all of this shit. She ain't feeling it. She walks away from him. Britt and Ty in the kitchen. He's trying to force intimacy and kissing on her. She's not feeling it, which, like I said, I'm team Brittany. Just like with the situation with Clay. You can't do me dirty and then in the next instance, because you apologize, I'm supposed to turn back to normal. No, that's just not how I don't know why a lot of men operate like that. Or even girlfriends. My girlfriend that I told you I was gonna go out with, she messaged me like, "Oh, you avoid me, da da da." And even if you apologize, I'm really like this, which is why I was never able to like stay with men who cheated on me or friends who crossed me and stuff like that. Because even if I do forgive you, I'm not going to be able to forget it, and I'm not going to be able to operate with you the same way. And if I can't operate in my free self, then I can't do it. Because that's just, I have to be free to be me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I feel like that's why Brit ain't really fucking with Ty like that, because you cursed me out and embarrassed me. She probably ain't gonna forget that. Not in a few days. Anyway, so Chris' cousin, Shantu or whatever, he comes and meets Alexis. And he's a big buffalo too, with some red hair. And he like, "Man, what you think about her? It's a 10-year age gap." And he was like, she aggressive and she's pushing the sex agenda. That is so embarrassing. For a man to tell you aggressive and pushing the sex agenda. That's why I'm not kissing you. I'm not offering up no cat. I'm not doing none of that, child. A man will never be able to tell somebody that I'm aggressive and pushing the sex agenda, because men are naturally predators. Come get me, baby. I'm the prey. Girl, that was embarrassing. Anyway, Chris is giving he the prize. Chris thinks he's the prize. I can tell by his Instagram, he's the I think I'm the prize type. Anyway, let me wrap this up, girl. Alexis looks a mess with this dark lipstick. That's why it looks like she smokes Black and Milds. Get rid of that dark lipstick. Get rid of that wig. All of the things, Alexis. He said so then when her friend talks to Chris, because they break up and Alexis go with his friend and he goes with Alexis' friend. Alexis' friend asks him, what did you think of her when you first laid eyes on her? And he said, "She's a beautiful woman. She just needs to get more fit." I said, I had to rewind that shit. I said, did this motherfucker just get on TV and say that she needs to get more fit? Mind you, Alexis said when he cheated, the girl looked nothing like her. And the way he was cheesing at Jamila is giving he likes skinny women and Alexis is a curvy woman. But the killer part is when Alexis was in those jeans, Alexis is not a big out of shape woman. Alexis has a really nice shape. She's plus size, but she's not bad bodied. By far, Alexis is not bad bodied. She's not built like a refrigerator. She got booty, hips, all of the things. But if he likes a slimmer woman, you should have told her that. And that's probably why he said he liked her better online and don't want to go out on dates with her, because he's embarrassed of her because he likes skinny girls. Alexis, leave this little stupid ass boy alone. Chris is a child. Leave Chris alone, girl, because he got you out here looking crazy. And it's embarrassing. He's a jerk. Chris is a jerk. Jared is the jerk. And Clay is the jerk of all jerks. Anyway, girl. So Clay and Tati playing chess. He talking about like nobody's perfect. He wants full access to her. He was like, you need to give it your all. I'm giving it my all. Why aren't you? And she said she came in at a 7, but now she at a 2 or a 3. And he said, I came in at a 10. You didn't come in at a 10, bitch, because you didn't tell the truth. If you came in at a 10, that means you would have told her the truth. You would have laid all of your cards on the table, because you coming in at a 10 trying to give your all and make this relationship work. He was gaslighting the shit out of her. And you could tell Tati was over it. Anyway, so at dinner, he gets up, makes a scene, he leaves. He's like, they wasting my time. The men try to talk to him. Tati goes in there like, what you gonna do? He like, I told you I packed my bags. The way he would have had a broke nose, Because I would have broke his nose. I packed my bags. Okay, big boy. See you later. See you later, bubble butt. Exactly. Girl, anyway, so he gets mad and leaves. And Jared called it out. He was like, he has no more fight. He's a coward. You know, the shit blew up in his head and he left like a little punk bitch. That's all it was. He was embarrassed and he was a coward. And that's why he ran and left like a little boy. He couldn't face the music. Anyway, so Tati was like, whatever. Okay, so this is what the tea was. Last night I got on Instagram. I was on one of those Instagram posts where we were talking about it. Mind you, Jay got a YouTube, has a YouTube channel. She said she's going to, after the show ends, she's going to go on YouTube and tell us all the behind the scenes tea. So Jay was in the comments talking about how wrong Clay was in the whole situation with Tati. So I commented under her post and asked her, I said, did you tell Tati about Clay before he told her? And she did like the eye emoji, because you know they can't really, I DM some of them. They really ain't supposed to tell nobody the tea or like do interviews where they expose the episode of the season. I think that's like a violation of their contract. Anyway, so she hit us with the emoji or whatever. And then Tati commented under my comment and said, Jazz, she's a real one, with the wink emoji. So that tells me that Jay did tell her before Clay told her about the baby. Do y'all pick up what I'm putting down? I'm going to say it one more time. Jay commented on the Instagram post. I asked Jay, did you tell Tati about him having a baby before Clay told her? And she commented with the emojis. And then Tati commented under my comment and added me and said, she's a real one, with the wink emoji. Which means to me that Jay probably did tell her about the baby. And that's why she had an attitude. So in my mind, I think before Jamila got there, I think Jay told her, after Jay found out that they went to the intimacy suite and stuff, I think Jay told her about the baby. And I think that's why Tati had a funky attitude the second the girl Jamila came in. Because remember when I told y'all, as soon as Jamila got there, Tati already had a drink and Tati already looked like she had been drinking. Tati didn't want to speak to the girl really. She was disassociated with him. So I think Clay knew that. So after the Jamila shit happened, that's why he decided to come on out and say the shit about the baby, because he probably knew that Tati already knew about the baby because Jay told her. I think Jay already told her about the baby before the friend shit happened. So I think she was already pissed off about the baby shit, and that's why she seemed more upset about the friend shit, because she was already pissed off about the baby shit, probably already clowned him or something off camera, or he knew that. And the friend shit was the new shit. Like, not only do you have a baby hoe, I just found out about that, but now you bringing this bitch in my face and you disrespected me. And that's why she said, you keep making me look stupid. Like, not only you just made me look stupid in front of everybody about the baby thing. So I think when he just dropped that baby shit in, that's why Tati didn't react, and she didn't have a big reaction to that, because I think Jay already told her. That's why she was already pissed off. That's why she was already drinking and shit. And she was just, the friend shit just sent her over the top. So that's what I think happened. Anyway, tell me what y'all thought about the episode, girl. Tell me what y'all think about Clay leaving. It was a lot that happened. Next episode, like I said, Jared gonna say some crazy shit to Charlie. It was a lot. It was a good episode, though. It was a good episode, but Clay is a dog, baby. The only people that's decent is Cliff and Brandon, cause Jared ain't shit. Chris calling Alexis fat like he don't want her. I'll punch him in this. I don't support violence. Apparently Porsha do, though. Shamea, you better watch out, girl. I don't know if it's a good time to keep that bust down in your head. You might want to stay short in case you see Porsha out and she beat your ass for talking about her mama. I don't know, friend. So tell me what y'all think about the Porsha Shamea beef. Never ever met. This episode was crazy as hell. Tell me what y'all think about Tisha. Let's put some prayers up to Tisha. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like something is going on. Also, another person, Kenya. I remember we was talking about Kenya and how I miss Kenya or whatever, and somebody in the live chat was like, no, seriously, it seems like Kenya Moore is going through something. And in her post this morning, she put like this reel up or whatever about how people need to check on they close friends because you never know what they going through and stuff. And it was really, really melancholy. So shout out to Kenya Moore, girl. I hope you're doing okay. Anyway, and I hope y'all doing okay. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video and comment. I'll come and talk to y'all a little later on. But make sure y'all have a good day. Get out here. Enjoy your Saturday. Shout out to my St. Louis folks. I hope all of y'all okay. And prayers up to the people on the north side who may have lost their houses and all of the things. Anyway, love y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye, friend.